Hey, do you know someone who is losing weight without even trying? Maybe they're going to the bathroom more often than usual. Maybe they told you that they feel tired all the time. Maybe they brushed it off and just said, man, you know what? I'm fine. And maybe you knew something was wrong. You knew in your heart that, man, yeah, I know what they're telling me, but this doesn't sound right. But that person simply would not go to the doctor to make sure that nothing is wrong. The other day I came across a post on social media in a diabetes support group not too long ago. It was a woman. She was talking about her brother. She wanted some advice for her brother. Apparently, her brother had lost a good amount of weight since Christmas time, and that was a short period of time. He was going to the bathroom constantly. His legs started swelling. His blood pressure was 155 over 96, she said. And when he finally went to the doctor, his fasting blood sugar was 345 milligrams per deciliter. Now, folks, that was high. That's 345. He hadn't been to the doctor for years. I mean, not going to the doctor for years? What's going on with that? Not because he didn't care, but because he simply didn't have insurance. And there were some other things that were going on. And honestly, because he had probably been thinking to himself, man, I'm just fine. Everything is okay. Yeah, I don't have insurance. I haven't been to the doctor for years. But you know what? That sounds familiar. That story is not rare at all. That story is happening every day in our communities. And we need to talk about it. Because you know what? Ignoring the signs, these early warning signs of diabetes and other issues is a lifestyle behavior. And it could cost you everything. So stick around to hear the rest of today's episode. My friend, you don't want to miss it. So let's go. Be sure to visit the website at www.beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com for access to free resources and other information that will help you along your journey. If you would like to submit a question or a comment about the show or to learn more about the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle, you can always email me at hello@beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this podcast. Welcome back to the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle podcast with me, your host, Oscar Camejo, helping diabetics make lifestyle changes to reverse type 2 diabetes. If this is your first time here, hey, I want to give you a big welcome and thank you for being here. If you've been rocking with me on this show for a while, you already know what the deal is. We keep it real, we keep it practical, and we definitely keep it moving. This show is being seen all around the world because of people like you. And I want to say thank you. And also do me a big favor. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I have a blog that has a whole bunch of content, especially for the men in your life. So check out the website at www.beatingdiabetieslifestyle.com. You can always email me and send me a note. And remember, don't forget to rate the show. Leave a comment. That actually helps the show to grow. So let's get into today's episode. Folks, if you've been tuning in for a while, you know that we're right in our lifestyle behavior series. This series covers all the habits that either move you forward towards better health or keep you stuck. And today we're covering one of those most dangerous topics, ignoring early warning signs of health. Not just diabetes, but it could be high blood pressure, high cholesterol, you name it. Before we get into it, though, I want to give you a heads up about something exciting. June is Men's Health Month, so I need you to tune in. And this year, like I do every year, I'm dedicating the entire month of June to men's health. I've had several male friends reach out to me recently about their health. They're asking questions, they're concerned, and they're finally willing to talk. And I want to meet that moment head on. So consider today like a bridge into what's coming next in June, because today's topic hits especially close to home when it comes to the men in our lives. So ladies, I need you to lock in. If you know somebody, could be your dad, your uncle, your boyfriend, your husband, and even your sons, take some time to tune in because I have something for you as well to be an encouragement to you. So let me speak from the heart for a minute. So that post that I mentioned earlier on social media, that woman was scared. Her brother had all the signs. I mean, all of them. He had gone for years without seeing a doctor. Now, I want you to think about that man for a moment. That was her brother. But what about the man in your life? Again, your husband, your brother, your father, your son, moms, especially your sons. I need you to pay attention. Or maybe you're that man watching. And for years, you've just been brushing things off. You've been telling yourself you're tired, man, because, I'm exhausted. It's work. That's what men do, right? We get tired. You're telling yourself that the weight loss is possible, but you've just been busy. You've been telling yourself that the swelling is because you've been on your feet all day. Fellas, listen, I get it. Men, we sometimes don't like going to the doctor. That's not a secret. Some men do, but some men don't. We just push on through. We'll get through it, right? We don't want to hear bad news. And I understand that. We're going to dig into the reasons why in later episodes. But here's the truth. The news doesn't get better when you ignore it, when you just wait around. It only gets worse. Yeah, high blood pressure, hypertension, high cholesterol. If you don't do anything about it, it can get worse. Type 2 diabetes, it can get worse. What about the guys who've been reaching out to me lately? Yeah, they're asking the right questions now, but some of them waited longer than they should have. That's why June matters. This month matters, folks. Today matters. This episode is going to hit on some topics that really is going to make you think, do I keep doing things as usual or do I start making some changes today? Now, here's a big idea for today, folks. Your body is always talking to you. I mean, always. It gives you signals, lots of signals. It gives you clues. It tries to get your attention. That tiredness, that fatigue is telling you more than just, I need rest. The problem is we get real good at ignoring those signals. And imagine if you keep ignoring them week after week, day after day, month after month, year after year. Think about it like a smoke alarm. When that battery starts dying, it beeps, right? That beep doesn't stop. It keeps going until you do something about it. Fellas, listen, your body works the same way. Unexplained weight loss is a major beep. Frequent urination, that is a beep. Extreme thirst is a beep. Blurry vision, that is a beep. Swelling in your legs is a beep. I'm pretty sure you get what I'm saying. When you're feeling tired all the time, even when you've slept enough, quote unquote, that's a beep. Folks, warning signs cannot continue to be ignored without consequences. I know this firsthand. These are not random. This is your body's way of saying something is wrong. And ignoring them, that's a choice. Yeah, you can keep ignoring them. I'm not saying this to shame you or to scare you or to get you worried. I'm saying it because it's a behavior and behaviors can be changed. Now, I'm not here to beat you up, like I said, but we need to deep dive into what's going on. We need to be plain. We need to be honest. We need to be simple and practical. I don't like complications. But you know what? Let's talk about why we ignore the signs. Let me break it down for you. There are a few reasons why people, especially men, ignore these warning signs. Ladies, listen up. None of them are dumb reasons. The first one could be fear. If I don't go find out, then I don't have to deal with it. Out of sight, out of mind. I totally get it. I've been there myself. Here's the thing. The condition doesn't care whether you know about it or not. It keeps progressing. And yeah, so that's fear. Fear of the unknown, right? Now, here's the second reason for some people. It could be money. This is a real one. The woman in that social media post asked a question that I know a lot of you may be asking. When it comes to medication and healthcare, how in the world would I be able to afford this with little to no insurance? We're going to answer that in the battle plan later on in this episode, because the answer is not you can't, because you know what? There are real options. Now let's talk about what those signs are actually telling you. So let me break it down in plain, easy to understand language. When your blood sugar is very high, your kidney is going into overdrive trying to filter it out. That's why you're running to the bathroom constantly, every 15 minutes probably. And that's why your urine can look foamy sometimes. Your kidneys are working harder than usual, and they're working harder than they were built to work. Now, what about unexplained weight loss? When your body can't use glucose for fuel the way it should, it starts burning muscle and fat instead. And that's why you're dropping weight without even trying. That happened to me, folks. And that's not a good thing. The swelling in your legs often signals that your blood pressure and your kidneys are both under some serious stress at the same time. All this is happening at the same time. High blood pressure, high blood sugar, kidneys are overworking, frequent urination, body burns muscle and fat, weight loss, swelling in the legs, all kinds of things. These signs together are not minor. They are your body's way of saying, hey, we need help, and we need help right now. It's a cycle, folks. So we need to talk a little bit more about this cycle and why you're stuck. So here's the thing. You probably noticed that something just feels off, but you don't have insurance possibly, or little insurance. Maybe you're scared, maybe both. So you put off going to the doctor, you put off going to the clinic. But then guess what? In that cycle, the symptoms get worse progressively without you knowing it. And you tell yourself maybe it's really nothing. Then more time passes. Now the condition has months, sometimes years to do more and more damage. When you finally get checked, the numbers are not just little. They are high at this point. Now you're in crisis range. Now you need more medication or to get on medication, more intervention, more everything, folks. When I was 268 pounds and ended up in the hospital finding out that I had type 2 diabetes, that wasn't just something that happened overnight. No, it came over time. It progressed over time. And here's the painful part. The longer you wait, like in my situation, the more it's going to cost you, not just money, but in your health and your quality of life and the time that you're wasting time. Is costing you time that you can't get back. Now, I don't mean to be discouraging, but here's the good news. And I want you to hear this clearly, though. It's not too late, my friend. No, not for you, not for the person that you're worried about. Ladies, your significant other, you need to let him know that his body is resilient. Yeah, it's not too late. Not for you, not for the person that you're concerned about. Even a late diagnosis, even numbers that look scary on paper can respond to lifestyle changes. I was at a fasting glucose of 420 when I ended up in the hospital. I had an A1C of 12%. Now that was high. I ended up having to take insulin, and I had a big bounce back opportunity. And you know what? I was able to lose over 80 pounds in less than a year the right way. So you see, the earlier you catch it, the easier things can be. So hopefully you get my point. And the lifestyle habits that we talk about on this show, especially today, they work at any stage. We just have to work it. Less sugar, more movement, better sleep, managing stress, simple, repeatable, and real. That's what this podcast is all about. That's what it's built on. And folks, I'm telling you, this stuff works. I like to keep things practical because you know what? No, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not an endocrinologist. But you know what? I'm a guy who went through what you're experiencing. So folks, let's get into this battle plan. Let's get into these habits that we need to change. I want to give you 5 quick steps that you can act on starting today. Step 1, knowing the warning signs. Now, when it comes to these warning signs, I need you to learn them. I need you to write them down. I need you to also share them with somebody. That unexplained weight loss, frequent urination, extreme thirst, blurry vision, leg swelling, constant fatigue. If you or someone you love has 3 or more of these going on, they need to go get checked. I mean, now, not next month. They need to take care of things now. They need to slow down and do what they need to do now. Now, step 2, no insurance. Listen, there's still options. If you have little to no insurance, yes, there's still options. This step is for the person who says, I can't afford it, or maybe they think they can't afford it. I hear you. Now, here's what I need you to do, though. I need you to look up the federally qualified health center in your area. These are community health clinics that charge based on your income. Some visits cost very little. Some cost nothing. You can find it at findahealthcenter.hrsa.gov. I'll have it on the screen. GoodRx can cut the cost of medication dramatically. It's free to use. Rely On is another one. Rely On insulin at Walmart, for example, is right around $25 or so. NeedyMeds.org consists of patient-assisted programs that directly work with drug manufacturers. Now, let me say this about medication. I know some people get reluctant about getting on medication. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a medical doctor. I can't tell you to get on medications or to not use medication. That's something that you have to decide on. But the point is, there's some free information that you can just research and get to at least get yourself before a doctor. You may not have a primary care physician, but you need to go get checked. There's some information. You can even Google it. Nowadays you have AI that can help you to research. There should be no reason why you can't at least get information. Folks, go get your blood work. Tell the man in your life, go get your blood work checked. Go see what's going on. There's so much information that's out there. And for those of you who decide, hey, you know what, I may need to give medication a try. Listen, I took medication for a while. I knew that I didn't want to be on medication for a long time, but I ended up doing it. And I'm glad I did, because who knows what could have happened. So again, I'm not telling you to go on medication. I'm not telling you not to go on medication. That's a personal decision on your part. And if your income qualifies, check your state's Medicaid options or the ACA marketplace. These are options. Don't let the cost be the reason you don't find out what's going on in your body. Now, step 3, I need you to be the advocate. If you're the person who sees the signs in someone you care about, I need you to speak up. Invite them to get checked. Offer to go with them. Make it easier for them to say yes. Don't beat them over the head, though. That's very important. Sometimes people just need one person to push them towards the door. You might be the person that ends up saving their life, and that's not an exaggeration, trust me. Now, step 4, start the lifestyle habits now. Don't wait for the scary number to start making changes. That's one of the worst things that you can do. Don't wait for symptoms to get worse. If you need to cut out the sugary drinks, start cutting them out now. Get moving. Get your sleep right. Manage your stress. There's so many habits that we can talk about. These habits are free and they work. Trust me. The earlier you start, the fewer warning signs your body has to throw at you. Now, let's move on to step number 5. June, again, is Men's Health Month, and I'm issuing you a challenge. Listen, every man watching this, I'm challenging you right now. Make one appointment this month. Make the appointment. Get your physical, get your labs done, get a conversation going with your doctor. And if you don't have a doctor yet, remember step 2, what I told you, go and find one. No more excuses. Your family needs you healthy. You need yourself to be healthy. Folks, your life is worth it. So I need you to make the changes now. Start making the changes now. I'm not going to let up off this. I need you to make changes now. Now, here's one thing that I really need you to walk away with today. Your body is talking. Don't wait for 3:45 to start listening. Don't wait for a crisis. Go find out where you stand. If someone you love has been avoiding the doctor, be the person who helps them walk through that door, like I mentioned earlier. You could be the reason they're still here. I have some friends that passed away because of type 2 diabetes, and I wish they had made some changes. So that's why coming up in June, we're going to talk all about men's health all month long. We're going to dig into the specific ways that type 2 diabetes and metabolic health hit men differently and what to do about it. You don't want to miss it, folks. Make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss a single episode, and share this episode today with the men in your life. Remember, your dad needs you. Your sons need you, your cousins, your uncles. Put this episode in front of them, because sometimes the best thing you can do for someone you love is to put the information right before them so that they cannot ignore it. Now, let's get out there and put this into action. As always, my friends, stay focused, keep moving, never go back, leap forward, bounce back because you can, my friend. And above all else, trust God. You got this. I believe in you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Beating Diabetes Lifestyle Podcast with Oscar Camejo. We hope you enjoyed this episode. As a reminder, this podcast is intended for motivational and educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional care by a physician or other healthcare professional or qualified fitness instructor. This podcast is provided on the understanding that it does not constitute medical or professional advice or services. If you're looking for help on your journey, seek a qualified medical practitioner. It's important that you utilize someone who is a trained, licensed healthcare professional who can help you on your journey toward good health.